My next movie, and this is my last review, is a movie that came out early last year, I want to say, but a movie called Exhibiting Forgiveness. This is a film I've been wanting to watch for a very, 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 very long time. I did end up renting it on VOD. In this film is about it stars André Holland, Andra Day, Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor in it, one of my favorite actresses right now, and John Earl Jelks. And this film is about an artist who's played by André Holland, who he has some of the craziest art you've ever seen. I honestly had to do more research to figure out like whose art it was actually in the movie, because it's actually like I'm like, no, this is fire. Like, where can I go see this? Or can I buy a print? Like, it looks really dope when you see it. But he's an artist, and his art is heavily based on the trauma of his childhood, where his father was super abusive to him. And it's called Exhibiting Forgiveness. Again, definitely a double entendre that comes from the art shows he puts on, while at the same time trying to find a way to. Something kind of happens where he's forced to let his father semi back into his life. Like, his dad starts to come back around. And it's like, how am I going to forgive the things that he did to me? And it's so good. In some ways, to me, it fits in a vein of Sing Sing, where it's having a conversation, particularly with Black men, on how we operate on some emotional trauma, and some of the ways in which we have to operate society, some of the ways in which we have to show up for our families and things like that. It's a very good film. A lot of good performances that come on a lot of good long scenes. This isn't like a movie where a scene is long, you're like, all right, let's get on to the next thing. It's like, no, these are real topics and real performances, and they're all done so good, man. But yeah, I love almost all the performances in this film. It's talking about a lot of good topics. The only thing that's disappointing in this film for me, honestly, was Andra Day, because she wasn't in it that much. She's like on the poster, she's like second, if you look it up, she's like second build usually. Like, she just kind of pops up, but she's not in the movie that much. Instead, she's kind of used for like a song that kind of happens in the movie. Like, she's used as a musical talent in the film. And another reason that's disappointing is because I watched The Deliverance last year, not a good movie at all that she's in. The United States versus Billie Holiday, not good. And it's frustrating because you can see slivers of her being a good actress. Like, it's like, I think you are a good actress, but you still haven't had a chance to really do anything. And when I seen how Exhibiting Forgiveness and how it was being received, I was like, oh, here we go. Andra Day, good movie, good performance. But then it's like she wasn't in it that much. So yeah, that really was the big disappointment with the film. Not enough Andra Day, but other than that, I think I would love more people to see this film, because there's a lot of topics. I think though it has a topic that's been touched on a lot recently when it comes to Black trauma and males and being sensitive and having to continue with your past, I think it does it in such a meaningful way. Again, that really, I think, warrants discussion, some deep discussion, particularly again with Black men and a lot of the trauma they have with their fathers in particular. So yeah, very good film. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, speaking of people seeing it, I remember hearing about this movie after Sundance last year, and I had been waiting to see like what's the distribution rollout going to be for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was acquired by Roadside, very, very small indie film company, and it didn't get a ton of distribution in the fall. I think it had a very, very small, limited theatrical run. But as you said, it is now on VOD if people want to check it out. But that's one of the things where I was just hoping that, okay, it's a movie that had a lot of praise and a lot of positive buzz outside of Sundance. I thought it was going to have a bit of a bigger splash by the time it was acquired and had its distribution and theatrical rollout. That didn't turn out to quite be the case, which is disappointing. But I have heard even other people talk to me about this movie, so there is something about it. I think just the quality of it that you speak to that is starting to kind of permeate and get to certain people, and people are hearing about it. That's definitely likely just in the circles of, being in New York. Like, I don't necessarily know if people in the Midwest or the South are necessarily hearing about it. Like, we live in a film community, so people are going to talk about those things. But I do feel it bubbling up a little bit more. Maybe it can get some better streaming distribution potentially, and be seen by more people in the near future.